welcome back to episode 3 of Corner Boot Sports. Today, our main subject is going to be the NBA trade deadline with a few mix-ins of other things. So, boys, let's start this off with NBA trades. We're going to hand this over to Nicholas.
Oh, I thought Jake wanted to do the first one.
I did.
Okay.
You could do it. You could read the date, and then I know this is a little outdated because the trade deadline happened last week, but we had some other important things to talk about first. So.
We were still a young podcast when this was all happening, so we had to figure it out.
We were coming out of the womb.
So we're taking this all the way back to winter break for us, down to January 9th, where the Wizards traded for Trae Young, obviously coming out of Atlanta. The Hawks received C.J. McCollum and Corey Kispert. But with that, obviously, Trae Young was actually a product of a trade when he was first drafted, when the Mavs received Luka Doncic, and Trae Young was the recipient for the Hawks.
Imagine if that trade never happened. Imagine if Trae Young was with Dallas and then Luka was with Atlanta. Do you think Luka still has the success with Atlanta as he did with Dallas or not? And if he stays with Atlanta, we might not ever get that Lakers trade either. So, I don't know. This trade is, Trae Young, I don't know why. He went from one losing team to another losing team. I guess he just liked Washington. But, yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. And then later on in the episode, we're going to be talking about the other trades that the Hawks made for bigger pieces to surround Trae Young, although one is very injury-prone and is out for the season already. Any other thoughts on this trade? It's one of the bigger trades.
Did he have a trade clause like he chose Washington?
I think so. I'm pretty sure he did because he said he wanted to get traded, but I think he said where he wanted to go.
I don't think he had a no trade clause, but I think that's just
he had a say on where he wanted to go. There's only two players in the NBA that have a no trade clause. That's LeBron and Bradley Beal. I think they're the only two, which makes no sense for Bradley Beal. But
Bradley Beal out of all people.
LeBron going to be free agent this season.
Crazy.
We'll talk about that in another short
It was their
video.
fault too. The Wizards.
But I don't know. Trae Young is hurt. He hasn't played a game yet. At least by the time you're watching this video or podcast, has not played a game with the Wizards or with his new Wizard teammates that he got. What? Any thoughts for you?
Yeah, so big NBA guy right here, Trae Young. Yeah, all I've heard is he wanted to trade because of the money. That could be completely right, completely wrong. I heard it's because the Wizards are going to offer him a long extension, and that's what the Hawks were giving him.
Does he re-sign at the end of the season?
He does.
Yeah.
We're going to snap back into reality now. We're having a lot of camera issues. If you want to, go join the Patreon down below and start sending us some. Sign up for the Patreon for exclusive memberships so we can get a camera. Anywho, so to sum up, what do we give the Trae Young trade out of F through A?
Give it a C minus.
I was going to say, like a B, C minus.
I was gonna give a C. That's like a mid trade right there. That's like when I think of trades for Trae Young. Maybe if this was 2 or 3 years ago, it'd probably be an A. If it was any other team than the Wizards.
Well, last year he was still the assist leader though. So whenever he comes back, he's gonna be playing like he's gonna be. I don't know.
And you're not gonna get much. Atlanta's not gonna get much out of C.J. McCollum, who's getting up there in age, and then Corey Kispert, who's still younger but still hasn't hit his peak. So, yeah, C minus overall. We're not gonna grade each team. Just overall trade C minus.
Yep. Next, we're gonna move on to the Giddy party that happened with.
Giddy's not even involved in the trade.
What are you reading, dude?
They have Josh Giddey still, right?
No.
They do have Josh Giddey on the team.
The Bulls do, but it's not.
He's not involved in the trade.
But you could go ahead read us from February 1st.
Come on.
February 1st, Cleveland is going to receive Keon Ellis, Dennis Schroeder, and Emmanuel Miller, while Chicago receives Dario Saric.
Yep, that's right.
And then a 2027 second-round pick, and then a 2029 second-round pick, and the Sacramento Kings are going to receive DeAndre Hunter via the Cavaliers. So this is the first 3-team trade that happened this year. And Nick, explain more, please.
So Keon Ellis from the Kings, Schroeder from the Kings, Miller from the Bulls, and then the 2 picks came from the Kings, and then I think I don't know where Sarr came from. I think he came from the Kings. But as of right now, by the time you're watching this podcast, the Cavs, that trade for Keon Ellis and Dennis Schroeder was big time. Not only did they clear up cap space from DeAndre Hunter, I think his contract was like $50 million, I believe.
Yeah.
You clear that salary cap up, and then Keon Ellis and Dennis Schroeder, who are playing big roles in the Cavs actually right now, after the trade deadline. Ellis is good for a couple threes here and there. Schroeder's just playing his point guard role as he should. It was sad to see Hunter go. He had a short stint in Cleveland. He was a good defender, but he was very inconsistent scoring-wise. You didn't know what DeAndre Hunter you were going to get. Were you going to get 1 for 15 Hunter, or were you going to get a decent, efficient DeAndre Hunter? But I'm kind of glad we got rid of him. And then the Bulls, Dario Saric, probably not going to see the floor. I don't know if he has or not. And then the 2 second-round picks, which could come in handy, which aren't until 2027 and 2029. So I think this is a good overall trade for all teams. I don't know. The Bulls, Kings, thumbs up. Cavs, thumbs up.
Yeah, with that, obviously, Cavs are trying to avoid the second apron currently. That was their biggest issue coming into either this year. That will obviously be an extending issue if they didn't get under it. You get 2 valuable guys for your bench. They needed more sort of role players because their depth was lacking. We saw that when they had some injuries last season, and they cleaned that up and could make a deep playoff push this season.
Yeah.
I personally like the trade for the Cavs. They get a 3-and-D guy in Keon Ellis. They get a backup point guard in Schroeder. As we're going to talk about later, that they just brought in Harden. So someone to be a backup for Harden and control the pace of the offense for the Cavs. And Schroeder's been playing good ball. He played good. He was playing good ball with the Kings. I'm pretty sure he was their starting point guard at one point until Russ came in. Russ's
Well, finish what you were going to say about Schroeder.
Back to what I was saying. Like I was saying, Dennis Schroeder's been playing pretty good for the Kings before he got traded. He was at one point in time their starting point guard. I think he's averaging like 14 maybe, shooting like 36% from the 3. So like I feel like it was a great addition for the Kings, or not the Kings, the Cavs. They got a backup point guard to come in for Harden. They also got a 3-and-D guy, Keon Ellis, and I personally don't know. I don't really know who Emmanuel Miller is.
Yeah, he's never going to see the floor. If anything, he's going to get waived or go down to the G League and play for the Chargers.
Emmanuel Miller is he averages
3 points per game,
3 points per game.
0.6 rebounds, almost an assist a game, and those are probably.
Well, he played for the Bulls. Yeah, I don't really watch Bulls hoops. Not gonna lie.
But I would rate overall this trade. I would say like a B plus.
Yeah.
Because I think all teams, besides maybe the Bulls, get something good out of this.
The last time he touched the court was December 7th.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
DeAndre Hunter is hurt right now. He got poked in the eye pretty badly. So DeAndre Hunter has not been playing recently for the Kings, at least in the past few days or a week now. But yeah, that's the 3-way trade between the Bulls, Kings, and Cavs. So I think this is a good trade overall.
Yep, B+ for me as well. Like I said, the depth and obviously getting out of the second apron.
Gives Cavs contendership.
Another 3-way trade.
Yeah, go ahead, Jam. February 3rd.
With this trade, like Mill said, February 3rd, Wolves receive cash considerations. Bulls receive Mike Conley and Jaden Ivey, and the Pistons receive Kevin Huerter, Dario Saric, and 2026 first-round protected swap via the Wolves.
So Dario Saric getting passed around already within a couple days. So Mike Conley from the Wolves, Ivey from the Pistons joined the Bulls, and then Huerter and Saric from the Bulls, and then the first-round pick is from the Wolves as well. We'll get to this later on, but since Mike Conley's like on the screen now, Mike Conley is currently back with the Wolves. He got traded, I think, twice and then got waived, and now he is back with the Timberwolves, kind of talking about fleecing. Jaden Ivey, I don't know how really he's been doing, but
he was dealing with injury. He was coming off the bench at the beginning of this year for the Pistons. He played all right. I don't know what his game high was, but he's been playing okay, I would say. I think he was averaging like 10 or 12 points, something like that. So not the worst, but in this case, the Pistons found their guy. I want to say what I was playing. Was he playing the 2 or the 1?
Yeah, I think he was.
Well, yeah, they got Jenkins. They got Jenkins as their backup guy, so I feel like they were just moving on from Ivy. Ivy's still pretty young, so maybe he can make a run with the Bulls into his prime and see how that goes. Like Mill said, Conley's back with the Wolves, so the Wolves, I don't know. They got cash consideration. They got their backup point guard back, which I don't know if Conley really played, but the Wolves do need a point guard badly.
They picked up, I guess Ivy is kind of a point guard / shooting guard, and they also got Colin Sexton, which we'll talk about here soon, who is a point guard as well. And when I saw this trade, I was like, the Wolves are definitely going to go and get Giannis because they're making cap space for him, and they didn't get anything in return besides cash considerations. So when they started making moves like this early on, I definitely thought they were going to end up with Giannis. But like I said, we'll talk about that later.
Well, yeah, Conley, he didn't even want to leave Minnesota.
No.
That's why they threw him in the second trade is because the rule is once you get traded, you're not allowed to go back to that team even if you're getting cut. So they threw him in that second trade knowing he would be waived so he could go back to Minnesota.
You know what's crazy? Right before he got traded, there was a tweet I saw, and it was Mike Conley is the longest tenured Timberwolf on the squad, and then he ended up getting traded, and now he's back. So then Kevin Huerter to the Pistons. Kevin Huerter started his stint with the Hawks. He was playing decent in his first few years, and then the Bulls kind of went silent. Hasn't really heard of him whenever he went to Chicago. So maybe, I haven't been keeping up with the NBA that much besides Cleveland. But I don't know how he's doing in Chicago or in Detroit right now. But he's also playing behind. I think he's playing behind Duncan Robinson.
Duncan Robinson, yeah.
And then Dario Saric, once again, no idea how he's playing if he even is playing at all. And the Pistons do receive a 2026 first-round pick, protected swap. So the Pistons are still young and are leading the East right now, I believe, as of right now.
Yeah, they are. They won last night. Who did they play?
Oh, I think it was a good game. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But overall grade, I would say probably like a C. This is a very mid trade. I would go middle. If we're gonna do anything, I would say it's a middle trade.
It's like a C for me. Realistically, the Wolves. Now I don't know. I don't think anyone won this trade. I just feel like everyone's just trying to get players off their hands.
Yeah, D plus, just kind of moving things around, getting cash
Getting
on
the
and
ball
off the
rolling.
books. Just kind of kicking us off to a pretty mediocre.
If I was to say anyone won this trade, it'll probably be the Pistons. They got a shooter in Kevin Huerter if he ever is available again, and they also received the first round pick via the Wolves, and I'm pretty sure it's a protected swap. So it depends on how the Wolves play this year. Which I think they're the 6th seed in the West. So
They
it'll
went
be
to 5 because they won.
Yeah, they're on a winning. They're doing pretty well.
yeah.
See my Blake Griffin Pistons jersey. As a diehard Pistons fan, I think this was a phenomenal trade. You're gonna see my jersey collection throughout this episode. So I'm a diehard fan to a lot of teams.
We got Sam Columbia on the Pirates. Okay.
So the future of the Pistons is bright. They got Brunson Reed.
Who? Bronson Reed, WWE superstar. All right, next trade. This also happened on February 3rd. We have the Grizzlies receiving Walter Clayton. This is one of the first blockbuster trades, as you could say. Grizzlies receive Walter Clayton Jr., rookie, Kyle Anderson, Taylor Hendricks, Georges Niang, who's been tossed around, and then 3 future first-round picks. And then the Jazz are receiving Jaren Jackson, one of the key players from the Grizzlies, Jock Landau, who we talked about one of our shorts, John Conchar, who's a Grizzlies legend, not really, and then Vince Williams Jr., who had beef with John Moran, so I feel like that's kind of why they got rid of him. If you go back up, Grizzlies are receiving Walter Clayton, a really great shooter out of Florida, rookie this year. He's been playing decent with the Jazz. Kind of just gave him away. Kyle Anderson.
I feel like they gave him away because I don't think he was going to start staying at 4. They have Isaiah Collier as their point guard and Keontae George also running the show.
Keontae George playing really good this year. Not really funny thing, but I just got a notification a little bit ago that Jaren Jackson is receiving season-ending surgery on his knee, not ACL, but
Side note,
the Jazz are tanking right now.
Three first-round picks from the Jazz, dude. You know that could turn a franchise around right there.
And they're tanking,
and
bro.
they're so bad at tanking.
I completely forgot, dude. It'd be
and Ace Bailey didn't even want to go there.
They're so terrible at tanking. That's the thing.
Their best players don't see the floor at all in the fourth quarter, and they're still finding ways to win.
And their coach said he wasn't even close to putting them in. How?
Did you see when they benched them all in the fourth quarter?
Yeah,
when
that's
they were
what we're
up
talking
12?
about.
Yeah, that was brutal.
And he said he wasn't even close to putting them in the fourth quarter. It wasn't even a thought in his mind to put his best 4 players in the game.
No offense to you Jazz fans, but if I get traded to Utah, I'm like, get me out of there. Salt Lake City, never been there, but I've heard it's a great city. But Jaren Jackson, I don't think he wanted to leave Memphis at all.
But 3 first-round picks.
And the Jazz.
And you're the Jazz.
Jazz are tanking, and you're not even if you're the worst team in the NBA, you're not even guaranteed the first overall pick like you are in the NFL. Like it could be like the Dallas Mavericks ended up getting the first round pick last year, and they had the lowest percentage chance to get the first overall pick. And I low-key think it's rigged. That's a whole different like issue and story that we could talk about on a different time. But I don't like this trade. I'm giving it a thumbs down. Yeah, the Grizzlies get a young piece in Walter Clayton. Will he like
Taylor Hendricks as well, a young piece.
Georges Niang's old, not really that good. Kyle Anderson, slowest player in the league, not good. But you do get three first round picks out of this. I don't know what years they are. It just says future. It was not
I feel like
disclosed yet. But
me personally, I don't know. I like the trade for both teams. As you know, the Grizzlies are entering their rebuild mode. They got 3 first-round picks for Jaren Jackson, who is a DPOY. And I feel like the Jazz are like trying to enter maybe a win now start maybe next season. You have Lowry, who's playing at the top of his game. Have a young Keontae George, who's averaging like
Ace
20
Bailey.
plus. Yeah, you have a rookie Ace Bailey who's still trying to find his flow in the league. You have Isaiah Collier, who's becoming like a premier passer in the league. He just had a 20.
So, yeah, he had a really good game.
I want to say 22 assists.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more, maybe a little less. So the Jazz have a few young pieces.
Also
They
have Kyle Filipowski from Duke, who is
Yeah.
7 foot.
Walker Kessler, who also had
Walker
season-ending
Kessler,
injury
yeah.
this year.
They
So I
could be
feel
good
like,
next year.
yeah, the Jazz maybe try to make a run for the middle of the West next year. Obviously, they're tanking right now, so they're probably gonna have a lottery pick. Obviously, I don't know what pick
Watch
it
him
is,
get the 14th pick.
but yeah, maybe the Jazz are trying to enter a rebuild, and I don't know about a rebuild, but like maybe a win now next year. You have a
That's not the
DPOY in your
So,
front court.
1 through 14
You
is
have
the
a
lottery.
7-foot small forward and Lowry Marketing. You have another rim protector, Walker Kessler, in your front court. You have 2 young guards who are just going out there ready to ball, looking to score 25 plus every game. So
They have the pieces. It's just, what are they doing? Like, I understand your record may not be that good right now, but like, I don't know. And now with Jaren Jackson undergoing season-ending injury, it's like, now what? Because you said Walker Kessler's not playing like the rest of the season, so only time will tell with the Jazz what happens.
You know, with that, by the way, John Morant is the only team in the Grizzlies playoff run that is left on the team. Everybody else is that starting 5.
That is true. So yeah, this trade, I'm gonna give it a thumbs down.
yeah, we obviously know about the Grizzly interior rebuild.
Honestly, truthfully, a B- just because of the first round picks.
Yeah, because Jaw was on the not trade block, but he was in trade talks as well. But I guess he ended up.
Well, yeah, because even with his off-court issues, the league knows how good he is, how valuable he is. They weren't really willing to pay the price it took to get John Morant on their team.
Yeah, they wanted probably about the same thing they got for Jaren Jackson, but no one was willing to pay the price. Kind of hoping he'd have maybe another injury or two and kind of devalue him a little bit, even though you know what you're getting with him and he's a great player.
Yeah.
And I don't think the off-the-court issues are even that bad anymore.
No, he's
truthfully.
he's kind of mellowed out, but he's one slip up away from having another off the court issue. All right,
Yep. So
next one, February 4th again.
I got this one. This one I understand.
This one broke
He's got this
my
one.
heart.
The Sixers.
This one broke my heart.
76ers traded Jared McCain to the Oklahoma. Is it City Thunder City?
Yeah,
Thunder.
Oklahoma City Thunder.
Oklahoma City Thunder for a 2026 first round pick and then 3 future second round picks. To me, this was a shocker trade. Now I know all the details on this because Jared McCain had a season-ending injury last year.
Yeah.
And then that means
On pace for rookie of the year.
Rookie of the year, by the way,
Yep,
too. Yep.
and that led to this draft class, them drafting 2 players now who have taken over where Jared McCain would normally play or take his spot where he would throw into the lineup.
Yep.
And yeah, I feel like Jared McCain was a huge snub in the 76ers because they have injury-prone man,
Joel Embiid.
and Paul George.
And $45 million
Paul George.
Oh, and they do have Paul George.
He
yeah.
put up 30 points and they immediately hit him with a drug test and he
and he
failed.
failed it. And
So-
he was
So-
doing 360 windmills at the age of 48.
Yep.
Like I said, this one hits close to home because I was looking with the retro 76ers jersey to get a McCain jersey, but now I'm going to have to look like a bandwagon to get an OKC, Russell Westbrook jersey with Jared McCain in the back. So, your boys' thoughts?
I will say this one really hurt. I'm a huge Jeremy McCain fan. Liked him when he was in high school. Liked him at Duke when he went on that run. I liked him just because he could shoot the ball, and that's all I do is shoot the ball. And then getting drafted, wanted him to have an amazing rookie year. He started out so freaking good. And then his thumb, I think it was his thumb. Oh no, knee. It was meniscus or MCL. Out for the season. So rookie of the year, then obviously wasn't eligible, didn't play enough games, and then he came back, and then did something to his thumb that had him out for a while. So he just hit with 2 big injuries early on in his career. And you know what people were comparing him to is Tyrese Halliburton, and then there's another one where like the team just gives up on him, and he goes to a different team and plays amazing. So I'm hoping this is a situation where he goes to Oklahoma City and has a great career, but it's kind of hard when you're playing with dudes like Shea, Jalen Williams, Chet. You have all those superstardom players, but I think McCain fits well with Oklahoma City. They're still very young. Thunder gave away one of their 18, 20 first-round picks that they got with those trades with Paul George and stuff like that. But this really hurt my soul. But I think it's a thumbs-up trade for the Thunder because they received a really young, good shooter in Jeremy McCain.
But now you got to protect them with the expansion draft.
Yeah.
Now you got to select the 8 guys you don't want taken. Because you know they're coming for you with all those pieces.
No, I think it's Seattle and there's someone else.
Vegas.
Vegas and Seattle.
I personally like to trade for both teams. Obviously, the 76ers just saw them fall out of rotation with drafting Jeremy McCain, and they have Tyrese Halliburton. So, like, there was really nowhere for him to play in the front court.
Tyrese Maxey?
Yeah.
You said Halliburton?
You said Halliburton.
Oh, yeah, Maxey, my bad. One of y'all were just talking about Halliburton. VJ Edgecombe, Tyrese Maxey.
VJ Edgecombe.
So there wasn't really anywhere for him to play in the front court or back court. Sorry. So I like to trade for the Thunder. They get another scoring guard to come off the bench, and yeah.
I got one more thing to say about this trade. I feel that they should get rid of Shy.
No.
Okay,
No,
yep, and trust
yeah,
me.
he knows the ball. We're skipping him. We're cutting him off.
This is where we cut this
We're
off.
cutting him
You
off.
didn't even
We're
say
cutting
the
him
best
off.
player on OKC.
Yes, he did.
No,
He
he
said
didn't.
Shy.
Tyrese Maxey?
White
Oh.
Mamba, Alex Caruso.
Oh.
Take it to
Yeah,
the grave.
yeah, we're kind of.
Yeah,
I didn't know if he was still on the team.
Yeah,
I don't
when
know.
it's-
All right, Alex Caruso.
All right, from now on, just to save us some time, if they're big trades, we'll go a little bit in depth with
A-
them. But
minus
like,
for this for me though.
yeah, but if they're
Well,
like,
the next one's huge.
if they're like ones that aren't that big, we'll just touch on them and then go to the next ones. But
Yeah, that one is probably the biggest one.
This one is the biggest one. I'm gonna do this one because Cleveland. February 4th, Clippers receive. Unfortunately, I hate this as a Cavs fan and watching Darius Garland struggle and try to pick up his feet. Clippers receive Darius Garland and a future second-round pick, and then the Cavaliers obviously receive 38-year-old James Harden. People were. When this rumor first came out about Harden being traded for a young Darius Garland, people were like, "Oh, don't do it. Harden's just going to retire. He's going to quit on the Cavs after they don't win the playoffs or something like that, or don't win the championship like he's been doing with every team." But I don't know. Darius Garland's been hurt. He plays well in the regular season, then just chokes in the playoffs. Cavs struggling to make it out of the first and second round of the playoffs. But I don't know. I like this trade not only because the Cavs are currently 3-0 with James Harden, and James Harden's been playing amazing. But Darius Garland, it comes to a time, like, he was supposed to be a Cav forever, but it is what it is. We've moved on, and James Harden has that experience. He has that shooting. Garland was hurt, and James Harden was averaging 25 a game with the Clippers. So I'd rather have someone who could score the ball and help the team than just watch Darius Garland rot on the bench and the Cavs be the same old Cavs like they've been. And Harden is a great player to play with. Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, arguably the 2 best bigs or top 5 bigs in the NBA. Take that as you want, but yeah, I think this is good. As long as James Harden can play to his potential, give the ball to the bigs, and not complain and not quit on the Cavs. And I hope this is the team that he retires with.
And with that, we saw they obviously in the first trade they got a bench now.
Yeah.
To keep these older folk that they have like James Harden, keep him at ease, because that was the thing with the Clippers was they didn't really have a bench, and their bench was just as old as their starting 5 was. I mean, at the beginning of the season they had Chris Paul, they still have Kawhi.
Yeah.
So you see the Clippers get a little younger in trying to recover from the Kawhi and Paul George trades by recovering with those picks there. So.
Any thoughts?
Kawhi's still playing at the top of his game.
He is.
Just hit a game.
Like 40
he just hit a game winner last night. And
But
people
it took a while for him to get back.
And people want to say
last season.
Kawhi's not a clutch player.
I mean, he's almost in the 50, 40, 90 club. You not watching ball?
Huh?
He,
Not
he,
too much,
he's
but-
shooting 39% from the 3, 94% from free throw.
And people say he's washing out clutch.
It's
bro.
because they were trying to
he's
take,
averaging 28.
they were trying to take
at 30, 34, 32. He's somewhere
they were
around
trying to
there.
take his endorsement tree money this offseason. You know, he had to earn his paycheck.
But me personally, I like to trade for both teams. Obviously, the Clippers get a Harden, who's 36, right on top of his game. He's averaging, like Nick said, like 25, 26 points, almost 10 assists. I feel like he's a great compliment to the bigs.
Oh, great.
And not Darius Garland, and Donovan Mitchell. Harden doesn't really have a problem with like being a backseat, being the number 2 option right now. Obviously, he's 36, and Donovan Mitchell is still younger than he is and playing on top of his game. But also for the Clippers get a 26-year-old point guard who come in and obviously be the starting guard. The Clippers right now don't have a point guard, which is hurting them. Even though Kawhi is like scoring 30, 40 a night, they still need a point guard. And I feel like this is a great pickup for the Clippers. Obviously, he's a young guard. And they also received the pick out of this trade, so I like it for both teams.
Yeah, and James Harden did say, like you said, he's not like, he doesn't hate the fact that he could be a backseat driver. He said he doesn't need to score every night. He doesn't need to score 20, 30 points every night. He said if he could play his role and help the team win, that's the James Harden that I want, and I want him to have that attitude the rest of the season until we win the championship.
That's a James Harden I haven't heard since
Okay.
way before the Rockets.
He could just be saying that to get the love from Cleveland, but I hope it's true.
Because he's kind of been blowing up teams these last few years.
Yeah, I love this pickup. For their starting 5 next year, I'm just planning for the future, thinking ahead. Like, I think point guard, we're gonna have James Harden. Shooting guard, they have Donovan Mitchell. Small forward, it says DeAndre Hunter. That's gonna be Bronny. Then point forward is gonna be LeBron with their center Jared Allen.
Okay,
so
see,
we're 2026.
take the mic from that
Take
guy.
his
It's gonna be amazing.
Buddy said
This is coming to me.
I'm so
Buddy just
excited
said
for this
Bronny at the
future.
3.
But they are recruiting LeBron. Okay, for time's sake, move on to the next one. This one we can just touch on
stutter?
very briefly.
Did I stutter?
Who wants to read this one? February 5th.
I can do that. That's a mid-trade. I'm a mid kind of guy. Hawks received Jock Landale via the Jazz.
Yeah, he's staying there.
And the Jazz received Lonzo Ball from the Cavs. He was immediately waived.
Oh, gosh.
They also gave up 2 future second-round picks. The Cavs did, and the Cavaliers
I have
received.
no idea
We still
what-
have no clue. 'Cause
No,
it was
I don't know what they were.
big.
I don't think they received anything from this. I think they just were involved in getting rid of Lonzo Ball.
2 future second round picks.
Oh,
Yeah, they were just trying to clear
No.
up the cap,
I'm
second
an idiot.
apron.
I'm an
So,
idiot. Oh my
pretty
God.
mid-trade. That's getting probably a D and F. So let's move on to February 5th.
Lonzo Ball.
Future Charlotte Hornet.
No, he's
No.
still not on the team.
All right.
Go ahead, someone.
Now again, another kind of
Mid-trade.
just kind of.
I just put this on there because of Chris Paul.
Clippers received the rights to Vanchev,
Huge.
Markiev.
not.
I don't even think he's played in the NBA. That's what was said at the time. The Nets received Okai Agobi.
Ochai Ajabi. He played.
Ochai Abaji.
Yeah, but he
Abaji.
drafted by the Cavs, traded to the Jazz, and then Raptors and everything. I don't know. Just
The Raptors are giving up a 2032 second-round pick to the Nets, and the Raptors received Chris Paul, who didn't even want to go. They told him he didn't have to report, so they cut him.
Yeah. So yeah.
Wait, he
Raptors-
got cut?
Yes,
Yeah.
he's.
Oh my gosh.
So Chris Paul, I put this on here because I was going to say Chris Paul probably will end up retiring. If he can't find a team within the next month or so, or after the All-Star break, he might just
Wait,
retire.
that's a joke. I have a Fred Van Vliet Toronto jersey
What
and
does Fred
Scotty
Van
Barnes
Vliet have to
jersey.
do with anything?
So as an
All right,
avid
all right, we're
Raptors fan,
skipping.
I thought this was a great trade. CP3,
Next.
Jesse.
All right, we
We're
have
cutting him off.
February 5th. The Bulls receive Asami Dang and then Colin Sexton with 2029 second round pick, least favorable of the Hornets or the Nuggets, and then 2031 second round pick via the Knicks, and then a 2031 second round pick via the Nuggets, and then the Hornets receive Mike Conley, who ended up going back to the Hornets like we already explained, and then Kobe White going back to North Carolina, his hometown. This is huge for Kobe White. The fans are going to love him. Great shooter out of Chicago, not getting the love he deserved. And then Colin Sexton, who's been playing good, just got fined $35K for flipping off the basket because he missed a free throw. This trade, I give it an okay. I like the fact that Kobe White is going to Charlotte. One of the zesty scenes in the NBA, and then that whole scuffle happened with the Hornets. But this trade, I'll give it a mid.
Yeah, C+.
I like.
Yeah,
I
I just
like
like
the
it because of
trade.
Kobe White.
I give it a 6 or 7 out of 10.
I personally like the trade for the Hornets. They got another young scoring guard. Kobe White's only 25 years old,
still
averaging like close to 20, if not a little bit over. So I like the trade for the Hornets. Scoring guard, probably be coming off the bench with LaMelo and Nipple and Miles Bridges and Miller. So he's going to provide instant spark of offense for the Hornets off the bench. As you know, they were just on fire, a 9-game win streak. So I feel like with Kobe White being on their bench and being a instant 20 point scorer. I feel like it initiates some offense and maybe could push the Hornets to a play-in team.
Yeah, no, shout out to the Hornets this year. They've really kept come together. What are they? They the youngest still? They still the youngest?
The one
unit?
of one of the youngest, yes.
So they got a bright future ahead of them, and they can only get better from here.
The Thunder might be. Actually, no, Alex Caruso kind of ruins that.
Yeah.
Don't mess with White Mamba like
All right,
that.
next one. Jan, you want to read this one?
February 5th, we have Wolves receive Ayo Dosunmu and Julian Phillips, and the Bulls receive Rob Dillingham, Leonard Miller,
And hell, a second round pick. You can just say-
2026 second round pick, 2027 second round pick, 2031 second round pick, and 2032 second round pick. I want to start off by saying I like this pickup for the Wolves. They got a 3-and-D guy who's shooting almost 50% from the three.
Yeah,
Ayo Dosunmu, he's having the best season of his career, averaging 15 points, shooting 45% from the three.
Underrated.
So another great perimeter defender to put alongside, what's his name? Jaden McDaniels and rim protector Rudy Gobert. I feel like
Nasri.
this just upgraded the defense
Nasri,
tremendously.
And
And the Bulls, I don't know. The Bulls, they received 4 second-round picks, but they also received another point guard. So at this time, they have, 4 point guards on their roster?
Yeah, they got hella guards.
Giddy, Dillingham, Ivy, if you want to count Ivy as a point
And
guard,
then
or
Colin
two.
Sexton.
Colin Sexton. So, yeah, I don't know what the Bulls are going to do with 4 point guards on their roster. Don't really like the trade for Dillingham, but it gives him it gives him a fresh start. He played well in his first game. I think he had like 9, 4, and 5 or something like that off the bench. So I'm glad Dillingham gets a fresh start because, as you know, Bones Highlands was taking majority of the minutes as backup point guard. So it just gives Rob a new place to play, and yeah, we'll see how it goes there. They probably.
I mean, I like Rob, like Jam just said, playing behind Mike Conley, Bones, and then obviously Ant, who's not the point guard, but he still was sitting behind those guards, not really getting a chance. And if he did go in, he'd play for like probably 9 or 10 minutes, and he did do some really good positive things in those 9 to 10 minute stretches that he was in. I think he's been playing decent with Chicago so far. I'm hoping he can keep it up. Still a very young second-year guy, I believe. Undersized, but he could play. So Bulls got a good one in Rob Dillingham. Next one. This one kind of surprised me. February 5th, the Celtics received Nikola Vucevic from the Bulls, and then a 2027 second-round pick, and then the Bulls received Anthony Simons, who I think this is his 3rd or 4th team, and then a 2022 second-round pick. I was shocked when the Blazers traded him, and I was also surprised now that the Celtics traded him. We have a young guard, Anthony Simons, who was playing kind of decent, who plays similar to Dame because I saw a lot of comparisons about him and Dame. But Anthony Simons still pretty young compared to an older Nikola Vucevic. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. Once again, the Bulls receiving another guard. I don't really have many thoughts about this, but I think Vucevic is playing decent with the Celtics. Not a big fan of the Celtics. I don't really care for them. But this trade was kind of out of the blue. I'd give it a mid.
They were just getting ready for Tatum to return. They needed a big. I think it kind of brings the team, since they're in that win down mode, brings them closer to getting out of the playoffs and back to the finals. Obviously pairing them up with Jaylen Brown, good boards. Just it's average for them at best, but it gets them to the contention category.
Yeah, and Vucevic is getting old, so that window of him trying to win a championship, it gets slimmer and slimmer each year. And he was kind of pissed being on the Bulls because the Bulls were taking it as a joke, and he was actually serious and wanted to win. So, yeah, Vucevic, whatever. Simons, I like Simons. Hopefully, he could do good things for Chicago.
I also like this trade, as Jake talked about the Celtics needing a big man, and they turned Kristaps Porzingis and Al Horford into Nikola Vucevic, who's averaging like 18 and 9 and shooting like close to 40%, like 30, maybe like 36% from three. So I like this. As Jake said, they're in a win now mode, trying to get back to the championship, trying to win another championship. And I feel like Vucevic just gives them that edge at center, being able to spread it and shoot it from the three, but also being like a good rebounder, a good inside paint presence on offense. So just being able to do both and being more available than Kristaps was and just younger than Al Horford was. I feel like it gives him a good edge at center. He's having a good year, I would say. 18 to like close to 10, shooting 36%. So I like the trade for the I like the trade for the Celtics, not so much for the Bulls as we just talked about with Rob Dillingham. They get another guard in Anthony Simons, so they have all these short, not short, but like all these guards. I don't know what they plan on doing with all these 1 and 2 guards on their roster. So
Yeah, for my sake, as long as Tatum doesn't touch the court all season, I'm fine with whatever the Celtics do. Not a big Boston guy right here. So good stuff from the Bulls. I heard rumblings Jordan might be back soon, so we'll wait and see. Stay tuned.
All right, next one.
Alrighty.
Go, Jake.
Now this one, a pretty big trade here. We got Pacers receiving Ivan Zubac and Kobe Brown, and the Clippers are receiving Benedict Marthron, Isaiah Jackson, a 2026 first-round pick, a 2029 first-round pick, and a 2028 second-round pick via the Indiana Pacers. This is one I like. Obviously, the Clippers are trying to avoid some cap casualties, so they're trying to get rid of some cap space. And again, they need first-round picks, as many as they can get, because their team's only getting older from here, and this is a quiet little reset here.
Yeah, this one kind of shocked me as well. Zubac has been with the Clippers for a while. Didn't really see them moving on from Zubac, but I guess they obviously did. This is a good pickup for the Pacers just because Zubac is a dominant big. Obviously, they traded Isaiah Jackson, who was another big who didn't get much burn. I mean, I think he did, but he also just wasn't really playing well. And then Jay Huff, obviously, who's playing really good for Indiana right now. So him and Zubac pairing up are a good duo. And then Benedict Mathurin, I'm surprised they moved on from Benedict Mathurin as well. Drafted him, then had a good stint in the playoffs and finals last year. Hated him when they played against the Cavs because him and DeAndre Hunter had crazy beef. This trade's okay. I give it a mid again just because it's like, it is what it is. Pacers get their big man. Clippers get another guard, and Mathurin, who's still young and who can play. He's pretty good. And they also get a lot of, or 2 first-round picks and then a second-round pick, but they aren't until.
Yeah, and again with this, you're getting ready for Halliburton to come back.
Yeah.
They've obviously been struggling without him. So just trying to solidify the defense and trying to get some pieces ready for him to return.
Oh, yeah, Johnny Furphy also tore his ACL, so prayers out to Johnny Furphy.
So now we're just kind of getting ready for next season here slowly with the Pacers, but also still trying to be in contention to get that chip. And this was the final trade of the week, finally. One of the bigger ones, because, what? This wasn't the final one?
No, there's a bigger one below it.
Oh.
There's a few actually below that.
I would.
Well, those are just, we can just quickly touch on those. We don't have to like go into it. But these.
we
these
already
are,
talked about those.
Yeah, no, I know, but these are. Go ahead. Well, go back up.
Wait,
There's
sorry.
this one. Jam.
Yeah, February 5th, we got Warriors receive Kristaps Porzingis and Hawks receive Kuminga and Buddy Hield. Jonathan Kuminga, Buddy Hield. I like this for the Warriors. Obviously, they needed a big man. I don't know if or when he's going to ever be available, but if the time is right and it's sometime this season or possibly next season, I like the move for the Warriors. He did play a few games this season. I think he played 17 games or something like that. He was averaging like 18 points, shooting 36% from 3. So I like that for the Warriors. Obviously, get another guy that complement Curry and big man getting his presence. I like that for the Warriors, but I'm also sad that they traded Kuminga instead of like one of their other younger pieces. Kuminga's a high upside wing, and I know him and Steve Kerr weren't seeing eye to eye. Kerr wanted him to be like roll, catch and shoot, spot up kind of guy, and Kuminga thinks that he can be an all-star caliber guy, averaging 20 plus, which I agree with personally. I feel like the Warriors probably could have traded someone else with Buddy Hield and probably still received Porzingis. I don't like the fact that they traded Kuminga, one of the most athletic wings or most athletic players on the team in general. So I'm kind of sad that they moved on for him, and they let go of Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield was a shooter, but he had games where he was inconsistent. So
he's just a streaky shooter.
Yeah, moving on from Buddy Hield, he's getting pretty old as well. He's entering his mid to late 30s, so wasn't going to really see much more longer action from Buddy Hield.
Yeah, quickly, for me, I like this trade. Warriors got rid of Kuminga. Kuminga getting the trade request that he wanted out of Golden State. So Kuminga can go try to be the man with Atlanta, and then Buddy Hield and Jimmy Butler. Kind of upset that Buddy Hield and Jimmy Butler.
I guess we just traded Jam too. I don't know where we traded him to, but he's going somewhere.
We traded him for the bathroom. But like I said, Buddy Hield and Jimmy Butler had that. They were just starting to get their bond together, and then obviously Butler tore his ACL out for the season. Then Buddy Hield gets traded, kind of sad. But you get Kristaps, who's a wing player who can play a big and guard at the same time, who can shoot. He just needs to stay healthy, and he's getting old. All right, last one. Finally, I know it's been a gruesome trade video, but on February 5th, last one of the week, finally, the Hornets receive Malachi Branham, who played for Ohio State, via the Wizards. Mavericks receive Chris Middleton, old Chris Middleton, via the Wizards. A.J. Johnson, Wizards. Tyus Jones from the Hornets, Marvin Bagley from the Wizards, and then a 2026 first-round pick, 2030 first-round pick, and then 3 future second-round picks. And the Wizards, here's the big one, receives Anthony Davis from the Mavericks, Jaden Hardy from the Mavericks, these are all from the Mavericks, D'Angelo Russell, and then Dante Exum. So, there's a lot to unpack here. Not really, but
Anthony Davis and D'Angelo Russell hitting together once again. These guys are like a package deal here. You get one, you get the other.
And then
for the third time or second time?
Combined age of like 85.
Yep.
D'Angelo Russell had a good stint in LA, kind of, and then went to Dallas. Didn't play much at all against Dallas, or with Dallas, excuse me. Anthony Davis, once again, we always have that narrative and that story that Anthony Davis can never stay healthy, and the narrative is true. We're not going to see Trae Young and Anthony Davis play together on the same team this year, as Anthony Davis has not requested, but has decided to sit out the rest of the season. We got Jan back for cash considerations.
Sweet. Maybe a third round or a second round pick too.
But Anthony Davis not playing at all. Jaden Hardy, good young guard. Dante Exum had that good little stint last year, but it's Dante Exum. He's never going to be great. I'm sorry. But we get the Mavericks receive a old Chris Middleton, younger A.J. Johnson, and old, like, some of these guys won't even see the rotation besides maybe Marvin Bagley and Chris Middleton. Middleton, obviously, his third team coming from the Wizards, who didn't really do much there either. And then Malachi Branham, who is never going to see the floor for the Hornets, unfortunately. But overall, this trade, I mean,
8 years ago would have been a blockbuster.
Oh my
8
gosh,
years ago,
yeah.
this would have been exciting. Now that they're old and injured all the time, this is mid.
like the fact that the Wizards just picked up Anthony Davis and Trae Young, but we're not going to see them play together the rest of this year, and we still have a long time until the season ends. It's kind of heartbreaking because, you know, we could have seen Trae Young and Anthony Davis dominate the East. Not dominate, but be one of the better duos in the East. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Chris Middleton probably won't do much for Dallas because Cooper Flag, who just got hurt recently. Any other thoughts on that briefly?
Cooper Flag's injured?
Yeah.
No, just the trade or.
I have a lot to say.
Because the Mavericks GM, why is his name blanking?
It's not Nico Harrison anymore. He got fired.
Did he?
Yeah, he got fired a while ago.
Am I stupid?
It's like I said, 10 years ago, this would be awesome, but this is 10 years too late.
Dallas, obviously
Michael
more.
Finley and Matt Riccardi.
Okay. Oh yeah, I didn't know that. I'm just an idiot. Okay.
We doing this or me?
Oh wait, no, I have a lot to say about this trade.
Oh my gosh, no, you do not.
I'm taking the mic. It's coming over here.
The first jersey I ever got for the NBA was Luka Doncic's. Last year,
Doncic.
February 2nd, was one of the worst days of my life when I saw that trade. It was a blockbuster. But as of right now, being a not even close diehard Mavericks fan, I think this is a smart trade for them. They are rebuilding around the future, probably. And yes, they had the chance before.
They got rid of the future. What do you mean they're rebuilding the future? They got rid of the future. They're
around Cooper Flag? They sold their souls last year, 100%. Anthony Davis was doing nothing. You have to think, Anthony Davis, Kyrie, and
we saw Kyrie and Anthony Davis play one half together, and that was it.
Cooper They never played anything together. They never played once
Because
together.
Kyrie tore his ACL, and Anthony Davis is a little bit. And
That's gonna get bleeped.
By Cooper Flag's third year, I think they're going to have a semi-stacked roster ready to be built behind them.
Yeah, Mavericks known for making the worst moves more recently.
Well, they did get 2 first-round picks.
We'll get down to the last 2 things that won't take long at all. We're just gonna talk about the teams that made the most moves and just name the players. So the Bulls, Jay Navi, Osamu Dan, Colin Sexton, Rob Dillingham, Leonard Williams, and Anthony Simons. No to the Hawks. We can each do one.
Hawks did C.J. McCollum, Corey Kispert, Jock Landale, Jonathan
Kuminga.
The cum bucket. That's his nickname.
That's his nickname. But
Buddy Hield.
Cavs got Keon Ellis, Dennis Schroeder, James Harden, Emmanuel Miller.
And the Wizards got Trae Young, Anthony Davis, Jaden Hardy, D'Angelo Russell, and Dante Exum.
Cavs won all that, by the way. Cavs won the trade deadline, in my opinion.
I think it's the Wizards.
And then the Lizards. And then
10 years ago.
And the players that did not get traded that were being talked about, obviously the big one was Giannis, who some of the teams that were being thrown around were the Heat, Warriors, Cavs, Wolves. I honestly thought he was going to the Wolves when the Wolves started trying to clear their roster. And the Cavs were also another big one.
Miami.
Miami might have been the biggest one. I think.
Giannis is a Heat. Put him up there with Hero and Bam Adebayo.
And Andrew Wiggins.
I can't forget about him. But go Heat.
And then John Morant was another big one. I honestly didn't think he was going anywhere. His teams were the Pelicans, Hornets, and Kings, but he doesn't fit any of those teams, to be honest. And they're all losing teams as well. So, yeah, and then Draymond Green wasn't going to go anywhere either.
Draymond Green was talked about only because that was assumed they were going to get Giannis with it.
Yeah.
But obviously
He's not going. He's gonna retire with the Warriors. If anything, he'll play 1 year with a different team, then retire that next year after being 85 years old. We were going to talk about football, but the time is getting.
We went way
late.
over than we thought we were going to.
Because we had camera technical difficulties, but we're trying to figure all that out. But yeah, we'll stay tuned for the next episode, which will be more football and then maybe some other sports sprinkled in here and there. But also, that's where the shorts come into play. That's where the other sports come in, is for the shorts. Like little news like we've been doing with wrestling, basketball, football. And then we've got some requests for UFC. If you want to see us do MLB, NHL, I'm not really that ball knowledge into that, but you are.
The future of the Pittsburgh Pirates is bright. They might not think so.
We already got Sam Columbia on the Pirates.
We got Sam Columbia on the Pirates.
Sam
This is a
Paul's
majestic jersey. If you can't tell, this has been a part of me for a few
This
years.
is a one of one Sam Columbia.
It is Big 25. You're gonna see it soon. But this has been Corner Boost Sports NBA edition. I'm very
Episode
sorry
3.
that I had the best takes here, and these three don't know ball at all.
And the storage didn't go full on your phone.
Huh?
The storage didn't go full. We should actually have a real camera next time we film. Like actually.
We're gonna have a real camera.
Smash the subscribe button so we can afford a camera.
Follow the Patreon in the
We
link
don't have
below.
a Patreon.
So
Get
you
us
can-
10 million views on shorts.
Yeah,
And
awesome.
don't forget to post us on your Instagram.
Road to monetization.
Love you guys. We'll see you next time.
That was kind of buns, but it is what it is.